Dave, we got 185 to the pin.
185.
You know, downwind, we thought I'd be playing 180 to the pin with the wind. You know, my 7-iron usually goes about, when the desert goes a little further, so about 175.
Right.
You know, so we're thinking with the wind, I could, you know, be able to hit a smooth 7-iron about 178, 180.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, 2 holes ago, you hit, I think, a solid 7-iron, and it carried, I want to say, 176.
Yeah.
So I would always have that information, and actually I would write that down. Like if I'm caddying for somebody, I want to see what's going on over time. You know, and it helps you later in the rounds or as the tournament goes on. And I would write down, you know, like Thursday, 176 to the hole, and I would have a certain standard, like this is a light breeze helping. So I would note that, and then however far you carried that shot, I would note that, and I would have that over time, like a history of knowing what you're doing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave, I feel like I'm playing better mainly just because I'm going through each shot. I'm figuring out, you know, what the yardage is. I'm getting more specific on the shot I want to hit, where I want to miss it. Like, things are just becoming more clear for me. I mean, how do you think the average handicapper does that? And do you think he would benefit just from, even if he's not the best golfer, he might benefit just kind of like, you know, figuring out the shot a little bit more?
Right, yeah, and you need to know your strengths, play to your strengths, minimize the areas that you're not that good at, and pick big targets. Exactly. And the pin looks like it's in the middle, so I would aim right at the pin.
Exactly, okay.
Yeah.
I like that. A little push fade again.
Well, you know, when I watched that swing, it looked quick.
Yeah, okay.
You know? And so your timing was a little bit off. Maybe, I don't know if you felt like you needed to get something extra, but I think it's long right, and I think we can get down in 2 from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to have that feedback, you know? It's hard to see myself swing.
Right.
It's hard to see my tempo, and it's hard to see those little things. So for you to give me that feedback, I can just make a note of it.
Right.
You know, and the next shot, I'm just going to be a little bit more conscious of my tempo, and then we'll look at that swing, and we'll go like, okay, that was a good one, or we could even speed it up a little bit. We can just kind of keep following that balance point.
Yeah, and you don't want to vary too much, but like on tour, I would not have said that to my player unless he asked me. And sometimes they literally, I mean, they will say, what did that look like? And if I saw something, I would say so.
Well, I like that feedback for me. You know, if you were my caddy, I would love for that feedback, because it's not a good thing or bad thing, it's just awareness.
Yeah.
And I like awareness. I don't like, actually I was playing with Fish, or Fish was watching me play, and I was playing in a match, and I was swinging scared, but I wasn't really conscious that I was swinging scared. And he goes, what are you doing? And that kind of like just broke me out of that for a quick second. I was like, yeah, what am I doing?
Right.
You know, swing at this damn thing, you
Right.
know?
Right.
And it just changed my attitude. So, you know, I'm going through the round, you know, I'm just on the motions, and I can't sometimes see what's going on. You know, that drive and that iron shot were very similar.
Right.
You know, so for me, it gives me the opportunity to, you know, make a small adjustment that won't even be visible to the naked eye.
Right.
But something I can feel a little differently.
To me, it's a body thing. So if you ever watch Jim Furyk play, after he mishits a shot, he will immediately take that same club and make a couple of swings, and he's trying to correct that feeling immediately.
Yeah.
It's not just a thought.
Well, I felt like it kind of got a little this shoulder kind of staying a little too square, a little much this way, and it kind of this high, that's a fade, you know? So for me, I might feel a little more liable to get around on a little more.
And if you notice, we were pin high, just past pin high, so it was perfect club.
Yeah.
And the short side's left of the pin, so we're in a good position here, and let's just get on this shot.
Perfect. I feel like, you know, with this lie, Dave, it's a little wet, just a smidge.
Yeah.
You know, you could see some dryness, a little mud on the ball. You know, I don't want to, you know, mess with my wedge, you know. I'd rather just putt this thing, or maybe use a hybrid, but I think I'll go with the putter.
Yeah, it's a tight lie, and you need to take that into consideration. And a lot of people that are watching this thing, they don't practice as much, and so you need to give yourself a club that has some forgiveness in it, and it looks like a putter to me as well.
I like it.
And I think Hunter might putt this as well. So.
Yeah.
Was that 48 feet?
Okay.
And you're always thinking speed.
Gotcha.
On every putt.
Okay.
But particularly it presents itself here because there's a downslope, you know, 6-8 feet in front of the hole.
To keep it when it's on this upper level, once it obviously hits this ridge, it's gonna, but for the most part, like high points again, might want to keep it straight.
Yeah. And so like even on a putt like this, it's almost like, where do you want your next putt to be? Giddy up, ball. Get down there.
Okay. you know, it might be a little hard to judge the speed too out of that fairway, you know?
Exactly. So, you know, you're not trying to overthink this. You've got good routines. You've been hitting good putts. Let's just go through our routine and pick our line. Always with the thought, you know, what's the proper speed at the hole? And the proper speed is from the back edge of the cup to like 14, 16 inches.
Gotcha.
That gives you the largest target.
Like here, Dave?
I'm looking at that, yeah.
With that kind of like medium speed?
Yes.
You like that line?
Yeah. Nice job.
Thanks. I mean, how crucial is just short game putting in this game, you know?
Yeah.
Could still be 2-under, and I feel like I only hit 2 good shots so far, or 3 good shots.
Well, I think we picked the right targets with the right club, and didn't try to overdo anything really.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, you know, and it excites me because as the round goes on, we've had my short game putting and my misses save me.
Right.
And now we've had some information on my misses too, and I'd be excited to work on those and tidy those up and see what we can keep going.
Right. And the important thing is to enjoy the day. You know, that's, if you can kind of keep that in mind as well, that's going to help your scoring, and at the end of the day you'll have you'll feel better about yourself. There's no benefit to being out here trying to, you know, gnashing of teeth and getting all upset throwing clubs like that unless, you know.
Yeah. Almost if you're playing good or bad, try to have a good time.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, and you never know what the round's going to have.
That's right.
You know, that's almost the bigger picture here. You know, some people were talking about instruction and, you know, what he's on this shot and that shot, but what's going inside the head, inside the body the whole day? You know, golf is this roller coaster of birdies and bogeys and eagles and good shots and bad breaks and good breaks. Right. And it's just like, you know, just trying to get the most out of it, not getting in your own way by having a bad attitude, by getting that heavy energy, by putting that pressure on you. Right. You know?
And, you know, keep in mind, like today, it's a pretty hot day, stay hydrated, brings like a healthy snack, something that you can sustain, you know, your energy throughout the day.
Cool. Let me get this pin, Dave. I want to say thanks again. I appreciate you coming.
It's a pleasure
appreciate you sharing some insight. Walk over to the hole with me.
Okay.
You know, I hope to have you on here again. I know you've had a lot of experience and you can share a lot of insight with our viewers. I learned a ton today, you know, and I think it's just really great. And I really appreciate you coming out here and just, you know, sharing your experience to help other people. You know?
I appreciate that, yeah. And, you know, some of the things in my mind, whether it wasn't even said or not said, is like we're looking for quality misses. You know, we want our misses in the right spot so we can still score from there. And again, you know, having a good time and enjoying, you know, the people you're with.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, you guys. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe. Hit me up on Facebook, Gabriel M. Ryder, Instagram, PGA Tour Driven, Snapchat, PGATD. Follow Dave Woosley on tour if you see him, caddying for Hunter Stewart. You know, say hi to him, you know, after the rounds.
That'd be great, yeah.
But yeah, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks again, Dave.
Thank you.
There, you would have a blast caddying for me.
Yeah.
A good attitude.
And you pay well too, right?
Ask your son about that.
All right. Okay.
Ask your son about that. I don't know. It takes a while for the check to come in, but it gets there eventually.